The National Environment Management Authority, which is the custodian of all wetlands in Uganda on behalf of government since January 2015, has issued 15 sand mining licenses to local and foreign sand mining companies in the Katonga Basin wetland to do sand mining. Most disturbing to the probing Natural Resource Committee of Parliament is that all licensed companies to do sand mining have abused the environmental impact assessment mining licenses issued to them by NEMA. In this breakdown, our top-ranked violating mining companies owned by two-seater tycoons, Lubega and John Sebalamu, who have enjoyed state protection under unclear circumstances.
Tesco Industries Limited, for example, the major violator then complied by demolishing the illegal structures, but even then, they did not remove all the debris. Capital Estates Limited is in negotiation with local authorities to utilize the originally planned sand drying bed into a water storage tank. During the months of October to December 2015, EPF was deployed to continuously monitor all illegal activities and cause arrest of offenders, and the DPP's office was engaged to support the exercise by prosecuting the offenders.
Another major violator named since last week is Man of God, Prophet Samuel Kakande, who hoodwinked NEMA that he was going to establish fish ponds for business in the Lubega wetland of Katonga. However, upon issuing a fishing license to him by NEMA, he took advantage of the license to do sand mining.
After 2 years, was it really fish farming or sand mining? Number two, the depth of the ponds. Did you use what to monitor to see the depth of the ponds they did? Because with the fish farming, you cannot go beyond a certain depth, otherwise you won't be able to harvest the fish. This is our point of contention.
We agree with you, but as the executive had pointed out earlier, at the beginning we are not regulating the depth, okay? And at the beginning we licensed fish farming. And we also indicated that not everywhere in Lubega.
These are not fish ponds, I'm telling you. There were fish ponds for which they were applied for, designed well within the 200 meters.
But how did Prophet Samuel Kakande, using his company Aqua World, hoodwink environmental experts at NEMA?
When they started implementing the project, we got reports that these guys are also competing with other sand sellers. That's when we intervened and said, no, we asked you and you said you're only in fish farming. Why are you selling the sand? He said that, no, the materials we are getting from the ponds is what we are disposing of. We are not in sand mining business. That's the information we got during the monitoring exercises. So now, since these materials from the ponds, you are disposing them of commercially, you are not complying with the regulations on the use of what? On the use of wetlands. Okay? Seek for an addendum to your permit.
Originally, Lubega was never a wetland. However, how it turned out to be a wetland after 1962 and subsequently subject to license issuance for sand mining is a matter that baffles MPs on the Natural Resource Committee of Parliament.
Is Lubega a wetland from the ED? ED, is Lubega a wetland?
Yes. The meters, the regulation, the permitting of activities in fragile ecosystem applies on river banks, 100 meters for main rivers and 30 meters for smaller rivers. It applies to all wetland systems, like Lubega. Lubega is a wetland ecosystem, and also applies to the 200-meter lakeshore protection zone.
Despite of the controversies involved, the probing committee was also interested in knowing whether NEMA has statistical data on how much sand has been excavated from the Katonga wetland basin of Lubega by the 15 licensed companies by NEMA.
Volume of sand, we are not able to establish the volume of sand that is there, except at the EIA stage when they do the geotechnical studies, which these companies do, to determine the quantity of sand that's available before mining. For instance, the study which was done by a company called Seroma, They're the ones who did a lot more detailed geotechnical studies to establish the quality of sand and where it is. But we
Aqua World Fishing Farming Company altered its license in an applied addendum and destroyed the environment by digging huge ponds for sand excavation. The question here is, this caused impact on the environment. Can it be diminished?
For instance, Aqua World on this specifically designed fish ponds. Now we are saying some of the excavation pits, even if we restore them, we may not put them back to the level where they were, because already a lot of sand is taken off. So we'll restore them, and there will be a depth that will remain. And water is going, because there the water is flowing, at the groundwater is flowing. And that's why you see water. When you dig out, water comes, it shows that water is flowing down.
For the situation to be addressed, NEMA is looking at the El Nino rains of 2022 to replenish the environmental damage caused.
What is lacking is how the sand that is being wantonly exploited, or I should use the word depleted. How does it regenerate itself? You should have given us that chemistry. How does it replenish? How is it replenished back?
The regeneration of sand in the area is a factor of water interaction. And Madam talked about 2022. We are just giving you that the episodes. Lubega before 1962 was just a lowland area without water. And the 4-meter rise by Lake Victoria inundated Lubega and brought in the depots. That's what I was explaining. And most of those sand depots are there. And we're just saying that the sand, and that's why we also restrict the depth. There's a lot of flow of water between the lake through the sand dunes at the bottom. That process is going to take place. And it will take time before the wetland is restored. We may not get the sand equivalent that you have taken in the next 2 or 3 years. But if we have the El Nino coming with the vigilance it was in 1962, this will be done. But what
Timothy Bassi, Star Vision.